Hello, and welcome to SCF in Studio. I'm Charles Clapsaddle, Station Manager for Manatee Educational Television. And we're very pleased to have with us today Dr. Carol Prosfield, President of the State College of Florida, as well as two of the participants in the Brain Bowl and their academic advisor. The Brain Bowl is a really wonderful program that SCF has been participating in for some time now, and we want to learn all about it and know about the national recognition that this team has received. Dr. Prosfield, thank you for bringing the Brain Bowl people to METV today.
Well, it's my pleasure, and this is probably one of the hardest interviews I've had with you because I want to jump up and down and scream from the highest mountain and talk about how outstanding these students are, how hard they work, and how much they deserve this honor, and how much we anticipate they will be able to achieve at the national tournament.
Well, let's introduce the students now, if we could. Joining us is Michael Moore. Michael, you're the team captain for the Brain Bowl, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And how long have you been participating?
I've been participating. This is my second straight year now. I had a bit of a hiatus, time off in between my two periods of playing. So I did play for a semester before I came back. So this is my second year straight participating on the Brain Bowl team, though.
Well, congratulations. We want to hear a lot more about what you're participating in as we go. And also joining us is Naeem Chowdhury. And Naeem, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
That's perfect, yeah.
And how long have you been participating?
This is my third semester in Brain Bowl and my final semester at SCF.
Oh, wonderful. And what's the best part about Brain Bowl? I got to ask you that right off the bat.
The best part, everything is amazing, but I think the exhilaration and the tension before a buzz, and then when you finally answer the question and it's right, that feeling of satisfaction is amazing.
Yeah. Well, we want to hear a little bit more about the difficulty and the complexity of the Brain Bowl and why it's such a significant thing for the college to participate in. But also joining us today is Christina Dwyer, and she's an assistant professor of mathematics at the State College. Welcome. Should I call you Professor or Christina?
Christina's fine.
All right. Professor Christina. So, Christina, thank you very much for joining us. As the academic advisor for the Brain Bowl, you've got to meet with the best and brightest, to participate in this. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, tell us a little bit what the Brain Bowl is, and it's a national kind of environment. Is that correct?
Correct. We have basically kind of like two leagues that we play in. So we have the Florida College System, I always forget the acronym, but Activities Association. Yeah. And we play in that league, and that we concentrate just on academics. Mm-hmm. Then we have our NAQT league that we play in, and that's where we go to the national level. And that brings in the academics mainly, but also some pop culture and other
general knowledge.
General knowledge.
Yes. Well, Dr. Prosfield, when you were discussing this, this is really a significant recognition for the college. This is the second year that the SCF Brain Bowl team advances to a national kind of recognition. But more importantly, to me, it kind of illustrates not only the quality, but the caliber of students that are at SCF. And also having their participation get to such kind of recognition is certainly something that you're very proud of.
Well, it certainly is, and I think one of the things that makes me very proud is the fact that the State College of Florida supports academic excellence, and one of my passions are these academic competitions where we get the opportunity to show off, not only our students and what excellent students we have, but the faculty. They don't get where they are without the support of the faculty.
That's very true.
And it just speaks volumes for what we do, and I think just for me, I think back on a commercial that was out years ago about parents who are applauding for their children on the football field you think they're on the football field, they turn the camera around and the kids are up there doing math problems on the board. And I think we need to do more of that. I think we do need to do a lot more celebration around the academic excellence of our students, and just like we would for athletic or any other type of outstanding activity. And for the college, it just showcases the fact that the students that come to the State College of Florida, regardless of where they come in the door, have the opportunity to finish in the tops of the top. And these are two examples of that.
Well, you know, the State College of Florida, if I may suggest, you know, it creates an environment of success for all students. You want your students to succeed. You want your students to excel. And being part of the Brain Bowl is really an exceptional thing, because these are students that not only are the best and brightest, they're also showing that, you know, we can participate at the national level. And some of the schools you participate are much larger and more, more students and perhaps more assets. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about the complexity of the Brain Bowl. What are some of the types of questions that you get, Michael?
Well, Ken Jennings, who was the 74-time champion on Jeopardy, he once likened Brain Bowl to Jeopardy on steroids. So, and I always thought that was a really cool quote, because I think it really kind of exemplifies exactly how Brain Bowl is compared to a lot of other types of trivia competitions, which
right.
you know would usually be compared to. Basically, where something like Jeopardy is really surface knowledge, you know, surface level knowledge on subjects where you might just need to know like the most famous work by, you know, like a Leo Tolstoy, like a War and Peace. In Brain Bowl, they really are looking for depth of knowledge on subjects that are sometimes a little more obscure than what you would see in you know, other types of trivia competitions. So that's really the format difference.
Academic background and the depth and the breadth of your academic success at whatever university or college that you're participating. And it's a wide breadth of subjects. It's art, history. Tell us some of the subject matter that comes into Naeem, if you could.
Yeah, there's a pretty big distribution. Everything is broken down into categories and subcategories. Like literature makes up a huge part of the distribution, but it's you know, American literature, British literature, world literature. Science can be broken down into mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology. Fine arts can be broken down into compositions by famous composers, you know, things by Mozart, paintings, plays. So we really cover everything, including, unfortunately for us, pop culture. But I can't say I know too much about it, but people pick at us because of that.
But you know, but at the same time, it just shows that well-rounded student, I'm sure. But you know, preparing for this, I mean, you know, aside from the general knowledge and the excellence of the instruction that you receive at the State College, you actually prepare for this on a daily basis. And yes. Christina, tell us a little bit about that. How does one prepare for, you know, this complexity and wide variety of questions?
Well, the main way that we prepare together is that we have practices, we have old tournament packets covering many years, and we just sit and we'll play a round of Brain Bowl. So I'll sit there and read the questions, and we have our buzzer system set up, and then the students will buzz in when they have the answer, and we just keep score just like a regular tournament.
So, you know, by looking at past examples of this, you can kind of test yourself, and then you probably on your own, if there's something that you want to know more about, that's up to you to kind of research and develop that knowledge in-house. But, you know, Michael, I want to defer to you, if I may, just for a moment, because this is a team endeavor, and as the team captain, we only have two of you here today. Tell us, you know, and mention the names of the other participants that are a part of the Brain Bowl.
Sure. Well, we're really lucky to have like the largest participation we've had, and you know, as long as I've been involved with Brain Bowl, we have like over 30 members and participants in the club this year, which is awesome. Particularly with our fire team going to nationals, we have you know, myself, Naeem. We also have Leon Hostetler, who's our science specialist, who has been an integral part of our success this year. He's really an amazing player. Kara Stevens from the collegiate school, she's been a really big help this year. Austin Good, he's one of the other members that'll be meeting with us at Nationals. He's one of our history players, and he also kind of helps with the pop culture a bit. And then Carlisle, he has been a really big part of hopefully pushing us over the edge with history and pop culture again.
I mean, and it's great that you recognize all the people that are part of the team, because it really is a team endeavor to do that. And it's funny that you mentioned you have like a science person who has that type of thing. What are your areas of expertise? What do the people defer to you on,
well,
Michael?
Me and Naeem are what are generally considered generalists, meaning that we have a very wide range of subjects that we kind of cover, which is one of the reasons why you'll see, Naeem and myself do so well in individual standings. But in particular, my biggest strengths would probably be like literature, fine arts, like humanities especially. I'm also pretty good at history and astronomy, animal science. I've got a bit of a variety of things I do.
And that really reflects the type of questions too. I mean, and the complexity of questions as well. Naeem, what about you? What are your areas of interest and expertise?
Because I'm a generalist, like he said, it's kind of hard for me to pick my favorites. I know that I usually play math and science toss-ups best. I really like world geography too, but I probably perform the best in mythology questions. I really love mythology, and I try to dominate that part of the distribution. So.
Now, if I may, let me just take a moment, because I'm going to have a couple of questions here that Christina has provided. Do you compete directly against another college and/or university, or is there a point assessment? How does the actual competition work? Michael?
Sure. Basically, most competitions are round-robin tournaments. So you go there, it's either a 1 or a 2-day tournament, and you go and you play, 10 different teams, each game against another college, and then whoever has the best record out of the group, ends up becoming the champion of that tournament. So it's actually really exhausting, because you are playing games that every single one matters just as much as any other. Every game is a separate endeavor, and you're having to play against people that are used to being that person that knows so many things. They're used to being that person in the room that's like, oh, I know that, So you're playing against all these other schools that have that same type of person, and each game matters so much, and you can play like 7-8 games in a day. It's really exhausting, but it's a lot of fun.
And I can imagine it kind of is taxing for you at the same time, to be able to go that. And there's a little bit of pressure underneath there too, because not only do you want to excel, you've got to move on to the next to the next level. First question of the evening, and anybody can buzz in.
Sure.
So, Dr. Prosil, this is the world's second most populous island.
Buzz, Japan. Excuse me, Honshu.
Excellent, nice catch on there. That is correct, and the points will go to Naeem on that one. All right, follow-up question. Honshu includes 30 of these government divisions of Japan, including Tokyo itself. The largest type of this governing entity, larger than a municipality, but smaller than a region.
Okay, so I think this is a prefecture.
Okay,
go with
sure.
That? Yeah, prefecture. Cool.
2 for 2, Naeem. Well done. Final question in this category. Honshu includes this tallest mountain in Japan,
Fuji.
Fuji.
famously depicted in paintings by
Hokusai.
Yeah.
Fuji.
Fuji. Yeah.
3 for 3.
Great.
So, and those were excellent things. Is that kind of indicative of the type of questions? And do they increase in complexity, Christina, as the event comes?
They really stay about the same. So that was an example of a bonus question. Once the students have buzzed in and given an answer, then they're allowed to confer on a bonus question, just as you saw Michael and Naeem just doing. And that way they can talk it out even while the reader is reading the question.
So there's additional, you can, I see.
That's why there was a little bit of hesitation when you asked the question. Typically a toss-up is pretty long. It's about a paragraph long. So when you asked me a one-liner, I was like, Is it over?
Yeah, some of it is just figuring out the format, if it's going to be a toss-up or a bonus. So.
Yeah. And, and that's good. So you can confer among yourself and come to a consensus on what, you want to respond to. So, I mean, that's an excellent thing. And so all of you kind of put in your, and has there been disagreements sometimes during?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's on
go this way.
bonuses. On bonuses, you can confer. Toss-ups are more of an individual endeavor. But the bonuses, a lot of what it comes down to on bonuses is not just, do we know the answer, but selecting the right answer. Right. And that's one of the things that's my job as a captain, is to select the right answer. And one of the ways we do that is by just judging somebody's conviction and how they answer, but also running each answer through our specialist in that category. For instance, with Japan, Naeem would really be the specialist in that aspect, so I'm going to look to him on those, first and foremost. So.
I mean, Dr. Prost, as you look at this and see, the caliber of these young men here who are answering, I mean, it's just a wonderful thing to see. But it really indicates to me that not only do they have the ability and talent to succeed in Brain Bowl, but these are the type and the caliber of students that SCF is turning out all the time.
Well, I like to think so, yes. And I think one of the things I find so compelling about Michael and Naeem is that they decided they wanted to be the champions, and they have put an unbelievable amount of time above and beyond, I think, what anybody would ever have imagined to doing just that. And I think that role model, that example that it sets, that you set a goal, you do the work that it takes to get there, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And so they're not only making the college look good, but I think they're setting an example for students that are coming after them and they're watching them, which is why it's so important to do things like this.
And I think that's a really important point, Dr. Prosfeld, is that, last year your team had the highest ranking out of the 63 teams in the nation, and you played in the sectional tournament that was held at Lakewood Ranch, is that correct? Was that this year?
That's this year. That's heading into this.
That's a tremendous sense of achievement for this. And I would only think that, as other people see the success of the Brain Bowl within the college, they want to participate as well. And as you mentioned, you have the largest participation this year than you've had in the past. So that's a significant thing. You're kind of setting the bar really high for people to participate. Yeah. Now, how do you encourage other students to want to participate in future Brain Bowls?
It's kind of a tough thing because it can be slightly discouraging when people first walk in and they see like a me or a Naeem and we play them and they're like, how can you know that much? Like, how is that possible? But when we show them, like, really, yes, we do have extremely bright students in Brain Bowl. Generally, it's people that do love to read, that do love school, that do love to learn. Like that kind of is a prerequisite to Brain Bowl. But everything we do, it's not like this magical power. It's hard work, it's dedication. And it's just utilizing the information that's out there, and like what Dr. Probsfeld said. Really, I think the biggest thing with Brain Bowl this year, and the coolest thing for me, is the goal setting aspect. Me and Naeem, when we placed 5th last year at Nationals, that was super cool. But my goal when I came back was, I want to win state and nationals. I mean, I'm going to be at school, anyways. I want to, set an example to myself that I can do something, even if other people don't think I can, that I can do it anyways. And that was really the goal coming in. And when we placed 5th at nationals last year, me and Naeem talked about it. We have the same vision there.
And if I may just jump in.
Sure.
Placing 5th in nationals is a significant achievement. It really is. Now, how many schools in the hundreds participated? I mean, that's a significant achievement. But then to come back, not only moving into the nationals for the second year in a row, but coming back with such a positive and can-do thing is really reflective of the emphasis that your faculty advisors and the whole college feels about your success as well. So that's a great thing. But I want to follow up with Naeem, if I may. Talk to us a little bit about the faculty and staff at the State College of Florida and how their level of instruction, the quality of the instruction, has really helped you in these efforts.
People have this stigma about community college that has been around for such a long time that I can't say I believe anymore after going to State College of Florida. I have had such great instructors, and everyone, when they realize you have potential, they'll push you. It doesn't matter, what level of class it is. They ask the best of their students, and I wish that I had taken Professor Dwyer's classes, because she's done the same for me in Brain Bowl, and I've just had an amazing experience with all of the teachers that I've had so far.
Well, Dr. Proso, you can't ask for a better thing than that. That's a wonderful thing. Who's ready for the next question? All right? Buzz in at any time, okay? The origin of this route lay with the Lewis and Clark expedition. What pathway for western migration followed the Platte and Snake Rivers before ending in a namesake territory in the Pacific Northwest?
Oregon Trail.
Yeah, that definitely.
I actually knew that one.
Excellent. You got to buzz in.
I haven't got that level of confidence yet.
All right. The California Trail, which used the first half of the Oregon Trail, was built mainly by men spurred by the news of this find of the find of this substance at Sutter's Mill near Sacramento.
Yeah, definitely.
Gold.
2 for 2 again. And here we go on the final question. In 1847, an expedition of Mormons left Nauvoo, Illinois, on the Oregon Trail, heading to what's now Utah. That expedition was led by this man.
Brigham Young.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Brigham Young.
Well, I don't think we need to go any further than this. I think we got a front runner in the national tournaments. We're kind of winding down a little bit, but I'd like to learn a little bit more, if I may, about Michael and Naeem. Michael, why did you choose SCF to participate in your higher education?
It was just the right choice for me. Where I was at in my life, I knew that I was going to save money by going to the school. I was still going to get a good quality education. Is in my hometown. I have all of these great resources surrounding me. They have like the best ARC, the best academic resource center in anywhere in this area, and that helps with math, science, all sorts of things. I mean, you have people coming from like New College and USF to like use our ARC during the summer and take summer classes with us. It was just the right choice for me, and I've just had such a level of support here. I couldn't ask for more. It's been
and what's
a great
next for you?
experience for me.
What's next for you after State College?
The goal is New College of Florida, right down the road over by Ringling. So that's the goal. I think I'm looking at an area of concentration in environmental literature, religion, and philosophy. Basically, I want to explore environmental journalism and maybe look into doing a bit of public speaking or instructing based on those areas. I'd really like, my thing is I want to inform people, what's going on with the environment, and I wouldn't mind too just tackling the learning aspect. I'm really passionate about learning, and I kind of want to share that with people. So. Well,
I'm sure you'll have continued good luck in that, and it's a continued success. Naeem, what about you? What brought you to State College of Florida?
I was in a pretty similar position. I had taken some years off of school, and I was working at a Japanese restaurant in Sarasota, and I became really interested in the language. And thank you to the Tsuchiyas for doing that for me, because if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have gone back to college. And I took as many classes as I could while working full time, and found a new passion, actually mathematics, so that's going to be my major. I'd also like to go to New College. It's very convenient for me to stay in Sarasota, and also they have amazing programs there. I know that they send 87% of their students to graduate school, which is something I definitely would like to do. I would like to be a professor.
Yeah.
So.
And I think you will. I think you're continued success. Now, Christina, you see the caliber and the quality of these young men, and you work with the rest of the Brain Bowl. What would you like the community to know about not only the quality and the caliber of SCF, but what SCF offers?
Well, I think the biggest thing that the students are taking away is the friendships that they form. They've formed such a tight network, and learning how to work together, and those are strengths that will take them into the workplace in the future. So.
And I'm sure your colleagues, the other faculty at SCF, are very supportive of not only the Brain Bowl, but also the continued success of Michael and Naeem and other people as well. All the students there.
Absolutely. We've actually had some guest lectures by different faculty members. So the faculty are very supportive of the Brain Bowl team. They also come to compete against the Brain Bowl team.
Oh,
and
they
I'm
do?
hoping they will continue to do so. They got beat pretty bad about a week or so ago.
Oh, well.
But normally it
Kind of an even
goes,
pick.
it ebbs and flows.
You probably caught them on a bad day, but or else you're looking at the caliber of these young men right here. So we have a few minutes left, and I want to start with Naeem. What would you want this community to know about not only the importance of the Brain Bowl, but why SCF and the Brain Bowl are just a natural thing for this community?
Well, finding Brain Bowl at SCF completely changed my college experience. A lot of us students find ourselves taking gen ed courses or for prerequisites for graduation that we don't necessarily have an interest in, and you kind of skate by sometimes. But Brain Bowl made it so that I wanted to win, and so I took in every bit of information that I could out of every class. That's one of the biggest things that I got out of Brain Bowl. And just choosing SCF, like I said before, that stigma about a community college not being the proper choice, it's completely wrong. I think it's a great way to liaison into four-year school or university, and I recommend it to anyone who's in the Minnesota area.
Excellent. Thank you, Naeem. And Michael, you're the captain of the team. You got a great responsibility. You're going to Atlanta this coming within the next couple of days. What are you looking forward to there at the competition the most?
Well, hopefully winning. But no, honestly,
Critical.
I'm looking for all the hard work to pay off, and I know 100% that it will, and that's regardless of what the results say. I think we have a great chance of doing amazing things in Atlanta, and we're just going to have to wait and see how it all plays out. But I want my team to really have fun and recognize that all the hard work is absolutely going to pay off, and we're going to really see the results in Atlanta. I'm really excited.
Good for you, and we can't wait to hear it. And Christina, what would you say to perhaps some other students that are at SCF now or coming into SCF? What would you say to them to perhaps encourage them to find out more about the Brain Bowl and how they could perhaps participate?
Well, there are certain students who really excel at Brain Bowl, and I can tell people this is how you know somebody will excel. If you mention, yesterday I ate a grape, and that person responds with, oh, did you know that only grapes grown in the Champagne region of France? and as soon as they say, oh, did you know that? And they tell you a really long story containing way more information than you wanted to know. That's the kind of person I'm looking for the Brain Bowl team.
Just shows a wealth of knowledge. And you're to be congratulated. Naeem and Michael, you're to be congratulated, and the best of luck for that. But Dr. Prosfield, again, hats off to you for not only encouraging, but having the vision to really be supportive of this kind of academic endeavor. You've been very supportive of this for the years, and the Brain Bowl has been very successful. And it's really kudos to you and your team, to have this kind of continued support for this strive for academic excellence.
Well, thank you. I think that the bottom line is you can get anywhere if you start at the State College of Florida. We find ways to become connected, whether it's with the Brain Bowl, with a faculty member, with any different of the activities that we have. But you can get anywhere you want to go, starting with us. But I brought a few things I'd like to give to you as our way of saying good luck and to be well prepared. And I have some for the whole team, but for you gentlemen here today. First, I have this little lettuce ball. This is so you can exercise that buzz-in hand and make sure it's nice and limber. So I have one for each of you.
And then practice on that, Michael. So
every time we get a chance to send a team to a national tournament, we want to make sure when you're there, we're all behind you. So this is to represent everybody at the State College of Florida that's supporting you when you're in Atlanta. And we hope you bring back that first place trophy.
Thank you.
God knows you've worked for it.
best, yeah.
Dr. Prosfield, thank you. Michael, thank you. Naeem, thank you. Christina, thank you for participating in this. This is a wonderful thing for this community, for the State College to do. SCF excels in so many things, whether it's on the academic side or the athletic side, or more importantly, out in their community outreach. They excel at so many things. And for us to be able to highlight your success and your hopefully continued success on this is a wonderful thing for this community to know about. Dr. Proshill, final word. What are you looking forward to? You'll probably be glued to the internet, seeing how they're turning out.
I will not be glued to the internet because I'm going to go with them.
Oh,
I'm
congratulations!
flying on Friday. I'm going to be there to watch the competition. It means that much to me. It means that much to them. They've worked for it. They deserve all the support we can give them, and we're proud to do it. They're just another example of what is important to the State College of Florida, what's important to our community. Both of these young men are going to be staying in our community if they get to go to the college of their choice, and that's good for the entire Manatee-Sarasota region, and that's what we try to do at the State College of Florida.
Thank you, Dr. Proshill. Michael, good luck. Get that hand working. Naeem, continued success. And Christina, thank you for joining us. And thank you for joining us on this special edition of SCF in Studio.